Hey guys, welcome back to Ralph's house, where we paint from the heart. We're having a lot of fun. We're sitting outside painting this today. I tell you what, during that last session, my Noah's neighbor over there with a leaf blower, his extension cord's missing. It's quiet now. We can finish this set. I'll tell you what we're doing. We're going to put our tree in here now. The rest of all this was background. We just kind of kept it muted, kept it back there. Didn't want to do a lot back there. But now we're going to go push forward and get our tree, what we started off to do, into this background. Head up there, Michael, and show them what we're getting ready to paint. That's the tree. It's not really a tree, it's a shrub. It's in the front yard, and it's got beautiful fall colors, and we just thought this would make a nice little sketch. And that's what we're doing, a series on how to paint trees. Different trees we can paint. Let's get this thing on canvas. We're going to start out here with the trunk. And this trunk, and I'm going to use some, because the color of that trunk is a different color than we see mostly around here. My burnt sienna, and I'll pull some ultramarine blue into it. I want a little bit darker. There you go, and that just makes a good trunk color. Let me hold this up here where y'all can kind of see what I'm doing there. And that kind of looks like that trunk. That's pretty close to what we got there. A lot of water. What we're going to do, let's see where we want to put this. We want this coming at these trees in the background. It's going to come right here beside it, and that's just going to pull up in here. Just keep rolling that brush, and that thing just kind of meanders out like that. And there's another one comes up to the base, and we're trying to figure out where all these things are growing. It grows up here like this, and it just comes on up, and it forks up here. And this is a tall tree. It's going to kind of grow out of the picture a little bit. But up here where it forks, it's got a branch heading off in this direction. We got a branch heading off in this direction. Try to keep these branches smaller, and the way to do that is use a lot of water. This thing it has all these little forks coming off the branch, all these different, and it forks off in different ways. Load your brush up and see it forks off that way. Let's pull that back down into there. We've got all these little different trunks coming up, going different directions. And then one's coming back in here. That's part of what makes this little bush so unique, is it just has all this. That's why we know it's a shrub or something. It's just the way it grows. Roll that up into there. Actually got a little burl right there. You make a burl, make a wide place on it. That's pretty neat. Got a little limb coming off of it going that direction. Catch that burl into the leaf. A burl is a place where a tree gets damaged at one time or another and changes its DNA to correct itself. And so it's get like a virus in a human, something it's just trying to fix itself. As these coming off in all different ways. That's a pretty neat little old tree right there. This is one that we play with at Halloween. We stick stuff in it, and it's just sitting right out in the front yard. You don't have to go far to find these trees. You can find them in your own front yard or your backyard, or sneak out there and just pick you something out that it might be in your neighbor's yard.
We'll have to take them on a road trip sometime, Ralph.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We're going to do some road trips. That'll be a lot of fun. So we like to fish. You might catch us sometime standing in the middle of a mountain stream somewhere. We'll grab some more of that raw or burnt sienna, put it in there. We'll see kind of how red that tree is. Let's catch some of that in there. See, just there we go. On top of that other color, that darker color, and move these limbs over each other that comes on up the tree. We got that one that's kind of growing up and going right behind, cutting behind everything over there. I've got this one in the foreground. It's coming up, which looks like about the main trunk. It comes to about right here and forks two directions. Got one coming up here and it forks again. And this tree, most of the forking is going on up here higher in the tree. Got one coming here and it forks off up in there. Let's grab some of this ultramarine blue, mix in with it. More of that burnt sienna, ultramarine blue. I want that dark. This is the shadow side of the tree. Okay, let's identify where the sunlight's coming from, which is coming kind of from behind us actually, but most of your shadow is going to be up here in that part of the tree because it's going to be under the leaves. Just keep it meandering there. Let's look and see. Kind of right there on that one, it hooks off that way, in there. Got a good shadow right down in here. Backside in there, hidden up. Up here on top of this tree, cut in some branches that are hidden on off. This whole thing, this thing comes way out. Remember, all them other trees we painted in, they weren't nothing but background. They're just background material. Keep rolling that brush. Use every edge. Cut it in. There we go. So we're getting more and more branches up here top of this tree. That's where this tree is going. It's got some that are coming right out at us. Just hook them back over. Bring them from the top and bring them back at you like that. Bring a few down in here like that. A few of them went right up here over. It's like they're dropping right over on top of us. So we're just cutting these little branches everywhere up in here. Down at the base, we've got to have some leaves and stuff like that on the ground. Just kind of get a base down here where it's sitting. And that's a good shadow color too. I like that for a shadow. Look out there so the shadow's kind of running uphill a little bit. Let's go ahead and cut some shadow in there. We got to have that shadow on the ground. So just chop it in there. Chop it in there. Let's get some shadow on there. So we haven't painted our grass yet. We want to know where our shadows are going to be when we do paint it. So we cut that shadow in there off that tree. And right down here at the base, we'd have a strong shadow right down here. There we go. Right between these two. See, those are different branches in here. This thing's got a lot of different. There we go. Just cut that. Don't be afraid to get a good dark shadow on there. That same shadow color we're going to carry over here. Remember, we had this green bush, and if you're here painting with me, you can see it. So the camera, we're kind of right off through here. We got a good green bush over here. Let's get some shadow over here. It'll help frame our picture in towards over here. I want some of that good dark color in here. That's going to give me something here to kind of help separate this foreground from the background. And that's what we're doing. So don't be afraid. Let's cut that in right along that ridge line right there. So cut that in. And that's a bush in the background. Don't worry about it. Cut strokes in. Let those wild strokes show, because we're going to paint on top of them. Those will actually look good when you get done. Just kind of scrabble it in there. Scratch it in there. Carry it in there like that. So that's put us our yard. We're up here on the yard now, separate from all that background we did. So we're up in the yard now. There's our shadows. Okay, now we'll catch a few highlights on that tree too. So I'm going to grab some cadmium red light and move over here. My raw sienna, or burnt sienna, I'm sorry. Kind of lighten that up a little bit. So this tree's just got a little bit of, there we go. See how that's a whole different color entirely. But that tree's got some of that red in it. We're going to catch some of that. By adding these different colors, we're adding more to this picture. Tell you what, y'all come back next time. We're going to see how far we can go with this. Y'all come.